Alright, so I apologize for starting way behind schedule, guys. Is your crush program Love Angles right here on Click Niger Internet Radio. Hope you're having a wonderful midweek Wednesday. It is. Hope your day is going fabulous. Well, welcome to the program right here on Click Niger Internet Radio. The question is right there on your screen. Should you follow your head or your heart when making decisions in a relationship? Last week we talked about, choosing an ideal partner. Make out three words that could describe that ideal partner. Well, in case you don't know, the program is Love Angles, where we get to look at issues that are related to romantic relationships and how to make them work better. My name is Jennifer Ogo on the program, and we would like to know, should you follow your head or your heart when making decisions in a relationship? Now, come to think of it, how is it even possible to feel so divided within the same body? It's like your body is just conflicting, with itself. One is telling you yes, the other one is telling you no, and the other one might say okay, yes, maybe. It can be so confusing most of the time. On one hand, your mind has thousand reasons why that person peradventure is bad for you, why it won't work out, and all the signs that points to danger, and of course for you to get out of that space. But on the other hand, for some reason in your heart now, you'd want to stay so bad. You want them despite all the logical reasons why you shouldn't. Your head usually advocates the safer option. The heart is the risky one. That is what I want you to know on the program. Once again, the question is, should you follow your head, Ishigi, or your heart, Obigi, now in Igbo language, when making decisions in a relationship? That is what we want to find out. Sometimes one could really be so stronger than the other, but we'll definitely know what to do in situations like this. So, why are we drawn to people who, we know aren't good for us and don't care about us? You hear people in, especially in an abusive relationship, they keep going back to that partner. You ask yourself, why do you still go back to this person when you know he is this, when you know she is this? And of course, with experiences and everything that has happened to you, the hurt, the mistakes and all, and they keep apologizing and keep forgiving them. So sometimes you just ask ourselves this question. So people might say it's just the adrenaline rush, doing what it knows how to do best. Some of us might call it love. Yes, I love him, I love you with your faults. It's all right, you understand, but there are certain degrees to people's attitudes that can be tolerable. So we remember the choices that hurt us as well. Safe decision making rarely leaves a mark in a memory bank. Yes. So, what researchers and scientists are trying to say is that when we are able to make safer decisions, most of the time we appreciate, that step we've chosen to take, and it doesn't lead us to some really bad consequences that we don't want to put in the memory bank. When they say life is a lesson, it comes from poor decisions that we've made, mistakes that we've made. So on the program today, we'll be finding out how to really take the heart and the head along with us in any decision making process. Now, should you follow your heart or your head when making a decision in a relationship? That is the question we're asking you today. Now, recent psychologists have studied that, excuse me, we are poor statisticians in the sense that you remember the choice you didn't make because not knowing what the outcome would be. The best you can do is guess as to what might have happened. So, what won't have happened, which you obviously can't remember, are the bad outcomes that could have followed the wrong decision. Remember things that made us feel alive, like feel really, excited and on top of the world, even if it was painful. Making a sound logical decision doesn't seem to affect the memory portion of our brain much. As humans, we are tipped to the impulsive, heartfelt side of things, the things that don't make as much sense. The riskier choices of life are the ones we long for and spend more time remembering than the safer bets we've made. Sometimes you behave in a certain way and you hear someone say, "Why are you behaving like a child?" Why are you behaving as if you're in your teenage years? Because in the teenage years, your hormones are really reacting to a lot of your biological whatever in your body. Now, I'm not a scientist, all right, neither am I a doctor. So it's permissible if you behave in some certain way. If you notice teenage love, that's why they say teenage love are the sweetest, because at that stage of your life you just go for it with all your heart. You don't even think, you don't even care, because that's the way your body is operating. But when you start delving into adulthood, you begin to make better decisions, you begin to weigh your options, you don't get swayed by what you see, you want to evaluate, you want to analyze, you just want to cross all the T's and dot all the I's in whatever decision making process. That's what makes you an adult. So you will not hear people say, "Why are you behaving like a child at your adult stage?" Because it is expected that you are supposed to act maturely and reason very well. Another factor in the heart versus the mind decision making process is your emotional state in the moment you're deciding. So according to Daniel Kahneman, who is actually a Nobel Prize winner, he explains it like this. So your fast thinking is more affected by your emotional state than your slow thinking. If the risky decision would benefit you, then you will miss out on opportunities by being in a bad mood. However, because risky decisions by definition are unlikely to lead to satisfying outcomes, your good mood will lead you to make wrong choices. So, simply put, listening to your heart, especially if you're under any kind of time pressure, is likely to hurt you and lead you to damaging outcomes. So it is best not to make a quick decision at that moment. That is according to Daniel's research. So take time to weigh all the factors about the person and of course the decision and what your life will be like together while making that decision. So this will help you to make a decision that will be a blend of your heart and of course your head. So it is okay to follow your heart. It's not a crime to follow your heart, but it's not as safe as when you merge the two together. So it's not as safe to do so when you're feeling extremely happy. When you follow your heart, when you're extremely happy, don't be very careful about decisions you make. When you're also sad, be very careful about decisions you make, because our emotions can cloud our judgments very well and influence our decisions most of the time. So maybe spend an evening time alone, with a pen and a paper. Write down all the advantages and disadvantages about the person or decision you're making, and just analyze your life together, like futuristically, like just try to see into the future. How will my life be like with this person? This is usually your head speaking to you. So what is good, but don't completely neglect your heart in this instance. This is very vital for people who want to really get into marriage. Like um you hear things like love is not enough, which means that as much as you're following your heart, you should definitely take your head along with you. So the best decision is a blend of both. And when there is an extreme divide, you would say that means your answer is no, because being with someone shouldn't make your life hell and cause you a lot of troubles and turmoils in life. You can't find a way to blend your life, to compromise, and to live at peace together. You can find a way to do that. So I would say that it is a relationship with a short shelf life. That is what the author said. So you're given a head and a heart for a reason. They both can help you in their own way. All right. So when it comes to your head, it is it comprises of knowledge, now facts, but there is difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is facts, of course, it's raw, it's undebated. Wisdom, on the other hand, is knowing what to do with that knowledge. So it's a blend of emotion and logic. Some things aren't so cut and dry or black and white. Some things aren't like black and white and very spelled out to you. Your heart and your head speak different languages, but they are both, trying to guide you. So it's up to you to know how to listen to them and make really wise decisions. None of us are perfect at all. We definitely make mistakes. And what's most exciting about making a mistake is learning from it. But the more you do this and learn to trust yourself, like you're not perfect, but try to do some certain things that make you trust yourself, it gets easier. So when you're able to merge the heart and the head together in terms of decision making, it's like a habit you're developing. With time, you get used to it and you definitely make really good decisions in your life. All right. So learn to trust your will I say your inner GPS now? Yes, when making a decision, know the routes to take, know how to think, know how to feel, be sensitive as much as you get to be logical. So if you find yourself often investigating time in people who used to hurt you and were quite manipulative because they were doing so because they know who you were, they know that you act impulsively, you should definitely do a rain check and make sure that you re-examine yourself and get into the right path in terms of decision making. So the blend of the heart and the head will definitely lead you to the wisest and most favorable decisions, especially in a relationship. Do not rely too much in your heart, because you could make really dangerous and impulsive decisions with harmful consequences. And of course, do not rely too much, your head, because sometimes it could be quite boring. Life is just a mixture of adventure and risk and having fun and making mistakes. They say variety is the spice of life, yes, but too much of being on a one sided way of behavior isn't really healthy for our lives, especially for our mental state, for our emotional state. You should definitely think and of course be sensitive. Just reading between the lines, make sure that whatever decision you're making in a relationship, you're ready to dance to the consequence, because nobody's going to do that for you. Well, my name is Jennifer over on the program. The question is right there: should you follow your heart or your head when making decisions in a relationship? Thank you so much for watching. Us right here on Facebook, and of course the video is on YouTube. You could go there to watch all of our latest videos and of course our programs. So I look forward to having you next week for another edition of Love Angles right here on Click 9 Chat Internet Radio. Remember, the website is at www.click9ja.net. Have you followed us on Twitter? It's at Click 9ja, on Instagram at Click 9ja, on Facebook right here, and YouTube, like I've mentioned, on Click 9ja. All right, stay safe, be vigilant. Remember, the virus is still out there, it's not going anywhere. So make sure you adhere to the COVID-19 precautions and have a wonderful time. Bye.